waited for in North America.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time. The Lakers repeat back-to-back titles. The LA Lakers.
Back to throw Montana. Step left throws.
This fight is over. Floyd Mayweather has a knockout victory over Ricky Hatton.
Smiling. Oh! He slapped him! Conor McGregor is the new UFC featherweight champion of the world! Oh! Unbelievable!
It's that time again. Championship rounds back in your life with the homie, yours truly, Marcel Pierre. Thanks for coming back. As always, subscribe, do what you do. Thought I'd come back today because we got a big fight. We got big fights tomorrow night. And I'm talking about UFC Fight Night. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson faces Jeff Hands of Steel Neal in the main event. Gonna be fireworks. Or it might be a point fight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But I'm gonna go ahead and rattle down the list, or should I say up the list this time? Yeah, this time I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way to the top. Okay, started from the bottom, now we're here. Alright? Anyhow, so we got the big fight night coming. I'm gonna get into a couple of big marquee boxing matches coming up as well. But again, UFC Fight Night, Thompson versus Neal. We're gonna get into this. Last time I went 4-5-1 on my picks. I'm definitely gonna flip the script because I don't like losing. Who likes losing? I don't. I might be way up, but I'm trying to stay way up. So look for me to redeem myself on my picks for tomorrow night. 1 second. All right, what do we got first here? The first fight I want to get into is Marcin Tybura versus Greg Hardy, former NFL standout, who's been making quite a name for himself in the cage. He's been winning fights. He's got disqualified and what have you. But the man faced Alexander Volkov and looked pretty good, even though he lost. Other than that, he's pretty much taken out or defeated by decision everyone else. So at this point, I'm going to respect him as a mixed martial artist. I'm going to let you decide what you want to do, but he's got my respect as a mixed martial artist. The man is probably more athletic than anybody in the division. So, take that for what it's worth. So again, Marcin Tybura versus Greg Hardy. Who do I have in this one? Well, I'm just going to flat out go ahead and say it without a ton of analysis. I've got Greg Hardy in this one. I've got Greg Hardy. And the reason why I got Greg Hardy here, hold on a second. Where is my... Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay. So, I got Greg Hardy. And why do I got Greg Hardy? Because, like I said, he's way more athletic than Marcin Tybura. I know Marcin's got the experience inside the cage, inside the mixed martial arts, but he pretty much just goes on his toughness. And anybody that just relies on toughness, Tony Ferguson, Justin Gaethje, I'm not going to pick to win. Being tough isn't going to win you the fight. Being tough is only going to make you able to survive onslaughts and keep going afterwards, being able to recover. So even though Marcin Tybura is so tough that you could probably slap him in the face with a Louisville Slugger and he'd spit toothpicks back at you, I'm picking Greg Hardy by decision. And the only reason why I'm not picking him by finish is because of Tybura's toughness. But count on Greg Hardy to win the fight. So that's my first pick of UFC Fight Night. Greg Hardy over Marcin Tybura. Mark it down. Definitely redeeming myself this night, or tomorrow night, should I say. Mark it down and expect Greg Hardy, who I think goes by the Prince of War or some bullshit. Look for him to pick up the W again, much to the dismay of everyone that hates him because of his domestic violence past. All right. All right. Let's move along. Next fight I'm going to touch on is, and I want to get her name right. So, let me go ahead and pull this up here. This is a women's fight, so I'll definitely be betting on this one for sure. All right. So you got Gillian Robertson. She's facing Talia Santos. All right, Gillian's 9-4 in MMA. Talia's at 16-1. All right. So obviously Talia's got the better record. But let me like dive into this a little bit deeper, because everything you need to know about an upcoming fight isn't what you see on the surface. So, I'm going to go ahead and dive into Gillian real quick, because I did see her last fight. She picked up the W. I wasn't overly impressed. It's not like she faced the killer, but I wasn't overly impressed by her performance. She picked it up. It is what it is. She does have a big victory over Courtney Casey, a submission win, so that's impressive. I will give her credit for that. And she's got knocked out by Macy Barber. Macy Barber is an upcoming fighter who wanted to be the youngest UFC champion in UFC history and break John Bones Jones' record. She's not going to do it. She lost her last fight, I think, to Roxanne Modafferi. So she's not going to do that. But like I said, back to Gillian Roberts. All right, so she's been finished by submission by TKO. She's going up against Santos here. So Talia Santos, sorry. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up what the lines are right now for this fight. Okay? Right now it's a pick'em. They're both -112. I'm going with Santos. She's only tasted defeat one time, whereas Gillian Roberts, although she's been in the UFC, she's picked up some wins, she's picked up some losses, she's going to pick up another loss. So mark that down as pick number 2, 2-0. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to call my shot, 2-0. You got Greg Hardy, and now I'm picking Santos. So look for her to pick up a unanimous decision, or again, a finish, because Gillian's already been finished by TKO and submission inside the UFC. So that's my second pick, all right? Add that to your parlay if you're nasty. Moving along, moving on down, or I should say moving on up to the east side, and I hope when I'm done, we'll all get a piece of the damn pie. That's the goal. So again, next fight, we got Marlon Moraes, Magic Marlon Moraes, versus Rob Font. Okay, Rob Font, that's not a name a lot of people know. The man is a very, very well-rounded mixed martial artist. This isn't some walk in the park for Marlon Moraes, even though he's been in there with the best of the best of the best. Men in Black style. But this is no walk in the park. Rob Font is not to be trifled with, but neither is Marlon Moraes. My only gripe with Marlon Moraes is that he's been a shell of himself since Henry Cejudo. The man's finished Aljamain Sterling. He's finished Jimmy Rivera. He's beaten Jose Aldo, who I'll get to next. I'll get to here in a couple fights. But still, the man has shown that he can finish anyone at any time. So he's getting in there with a guy like Rob Font. I don't like how Marlon's been fighting lately. He's been going to decisions a lot, and decisions aren't going in his favor. He's not fighting with enough volume to be considered for the victory. And I know he beat Jose Aldo. I know he did, even though a lot of people say that Jose won. Why? Because Jose was more effective and more busy, and Jose got a title shot after he lost to Marlon. Exactly. That shows you right there that the lion's share of people had Jose winning that fight. So I'm going to look up Rob Font's recent outings here because that's going to play a factor here. I mean, if you're clicking on all cylinders and you're rolling, it's going to take somebody that's in that same position or has their back against the wall per se to stop the train. So let's see what kind of train Rob Font is on right now. Because if he's been rolling, which I can't say for sure because I can't remember all of his most recent fights. I just know the guy's been looking good. So let's check out Rob Font's recent record here. All right. So he's got 2 wins right now. Ricky Simon and Sergio Pettis, who Sergio fights at 125 pounds. Okay. So Rob Font's coming up to 135 pounds for this one. All right. He's lost to Rafael Assunção. Nothing to hang your head on that one. He's lost to Pedro Munoz. Pedro knocked out Cody Garbrandt. Nothing to hang your hat on that one. Your head. And he's lost to John Lineker. And John Lineker defeat was back in 2016. So that's quite some time. Rob Font's been winning fights. Matter of fact, the last time he did lose, as I mentioned, to Assunção was in 2018. And he's on a 2-fight win streak right now. So who am I picking? Let me just cut to the chase. Rob Font versus Marlon Moraes. It is not as easy as it might seem. I mean, Rob Font's never been KO'd. He's been submitted 1 time in his mixed martial arts career. Moraes is, man, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to let go of the old guard because I know what they're capable of. I know what they've done. Disgusting, historical, legacy building things they've done. So it's hard for me to say a guy like Rob Font's going to come in here and get the victory, but I'm picking Rob Font. I'm trying to learn from my mistakes here. I know Rob Font is the guy that's coming in there hot now. And I know that Marlon Magic Moraes has been looking very pedestrian, to use that word again. Okay, so yes, Marlon is going to taste defeat yet again to one Rob Font. That's my third pick of this fight night card here. All right, because I'm not going to fall victim to, and I'm not trying to be emotional about this pick, but I'm not trying to fall victim to not being able to let go of the old guard. And one of my favorite fighters of all time is fighting on this card. I mean, I'm going to get to that and tell you my pick, but you know what I mean? If you feel like you don't want to agree with me, or if you're betting with me, if you don't want to bet on that pick, I understand. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'll decide when I get there. So again, Rob Font gets the victory over Marlon Moraes, and I'm calling a decision. Decision win for Rob Font. This is a 3-round fight, so that might play into the hands of Marlon Moraes. But like I said, he's been very gun shy as of late. I can't bet with a guy like that. You can't win fights throwing low volume and having your back up against the wall. The black line that circles the middle of the octagon. If you are outside of that and your opponent is controlling the cage, you're not going to win a fight. You're not going to win a decision. I mean, anything can happen. You can get a finish, but you're not going to win a decision fighting like that. I hope Tyron Woodley's watching. I know he's not, but Tyron Woodley, stop fighting like that. Jeez. All right. So again, Rob Font, moving along here. Next fight is Michel Pereira, versus Chaos Williams. Who do I have in this fight? If you know Michel Pereira, he is very, very unorthodox. He uses up a lot of energy and stamina just moving around the cage, doing all types of strikes off of the cage that are not even close to hitting his opponent, but it throws their opponent off. They know that this guy can throw anything out of nowhere at any point, so that affects his opponents. So he's fighting Chaos Williams. Chaos Williams has been looking good. I think he's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. He could definitely win this fight. but he's not. No. Unfortunately, Pereira is going to pick up the victory in this one because, like it or not, that flashiness, that activeness, that motion is going to win over the judges, especially in a close fight. But the man does connect, even though a lot of his strikes are not even close to the money. It's his game plan. And his game plan is effective more times than not. It's going to be effective tomorrow night. So mark that down. Michel Pereira defeats Chaos Williams. And big ups to Chaos Williams. I know you're going to recover from this defeat, but mark it down. You're tasting defeat tomorrow night. Moving along. All right. Again, I mentioned one of my favorite fighters of all time. Arguably the favorite fighter of all time. Jose Aldo coming in there facing Marlon Cheeto Vera. Yeah, Marlon Vera. Yeah. And if you know Marlon Vera, he just defeated Sugar Sean O'Malley. So he's on a little hype train right now. But he's not beating Jose. I'm going to say off the barrel, Jose is winning this fight. Jose Aldo ain't Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's not. No, he's the king of fucking Rio. And he ain't losing to Cheeto Vera. He don't even like Cheetos. Hell, I don't even like Cheetos. Unless they're the flaming hot variety. Neither here nor there. But yeah, Jose's picking up this W. Adding that to the parlay. Like I said, I'm going undefeated. All right, and if for some reason I don't, I'm gonna own it like a man. But this is how I feel about this card. I feel like I'm going undefeated. Jose Aldo is taking out Marlon Vera, and I think by finish. But again, if it goes to a decision, Jose Aldo is winning the damn fight. Doing it. He's my favorite fighter of all time. There's nobody else that really inspires my fandom like his run and where he came from. He's not done here. Yes, he lost to Peter Yan. Yes, he lost the fight that he should have, that everybody thought he won, to a guy that's on this card, Marlon Moraes. Yes, he lost a decision to the champion at 145 pounds, Volkanovski. Marlon Vera's on this level? No, he's not. Jose Aldo's still on this level. He's not done. And he recently came out saying that he's not going to be like the other guys. He's not going to be like the other guys in the sense that the UFC is the last stop for him. He's not going to be fighting for ONE or Bellator or PFL. He said that once his run with the UFC is done, he is retired. And I'm sure he'll retire before they forcibly make him end his run, against his will. But he ain't done now. So look for him to pick up the W. Jose Aldo Jr., King of fucking Rio. W. That's right. For all you haters out there, you're going to eat the words this time, not your boy. All right. Moving on to the main event. The main attraction. The bout that everyone has shown up for, so to speak. And that's Wonderboy Thompson versus Hands of Steel, motherfucking Neal. All right. So who do I got in this one? You got Wonderboy Thompson, who has fought at the top level guys for quite some time. He got knocked out by Anthony Pettis in a fight that he was winning. He lost to Tyron Woodley and drew with Tyron Woodley. We know this. He's beaten guys like Johnny Hendricks, who was way out of his prime. I don't even know if I can say out of his prime. I mean, some of these guys, when USADA showed up, just started fighting like a shell of themselves. I'll let that speak for itself. All right. I'm not trying to take a dump on Stephen Thompson, but at the end of the day, like, what impressive has he really done? What has he done? I don't know. He's got very good karate, point fighting, he's got a point fighting karate style. He's able to put guys away sometimes. He's able to outpoint guys and get the victory. I think he beat Darren Till, even though he lost that fight. but I say he beat Darren Till. And then you got Jeff Neal coming in, who's lost to Kevin Holland, finished by Kevin Holland, but he's on a win streak. He's been finishing people. Nico Price, who I mentioned in the last show, got to finish off his back like Kevin Holland. I mean, Wonderboy Thompson got knocked out by Anthony Pettis, who's fought as low as 145 pounds. 145 pounds. Knocked out Wonderboy Thompson, who hasn't fought anything lower than 170 pounds. You know, you might not think that means anything, but a bigger man swings a bigger fist, let's say. And Jeff Neal is a much bigger man than Anthony Showtime Pettis. I'm picking Jeff Neal. Okay, but this fight is just, it's tricky. Because you got a point fighter like Stephen Thompson who can stay on the outside, pick away, eat at you, and win a decision that way. Okay, he's done that. But I don't see that happening. Jeff Neal ain't going to stand out on the outside and get picked off all night. No, he's going to get on the inside and put Thompson away. This is not going to a decision. Jeff Neal by finish. KO, TKO, whichever. Finish. Count it. That's my bet on that. All right. So that's the main event. The UFC Fight Night. Thompson versus Neal. And there was just a few people else on the card that I'm not going to break down that I'm going to pick to win. One being Anthony Pettis. He's coming in here. Yeah, he's fighting. He's not on the marquee, but he's definitely on the card. You got him fighting he's not at the top of the card. He's on the marquee. He's not at the top of the card. He's fighting Alex Morano. And he's favored minus 240. Morano's plus 188. Count on Pettis to cash in on that one. So Pettis is winning. Add that to your parlays. You got, who else I got here? Hold on. I made a note of this because I wanted to point out these fighters as well. So Pettis is one of them. You got Sijara Eubanks. She's going to come in here and pick up the victory against Penny Kianzad. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but look for her to get in there, take her down, control position, grind out the W. Count on that. Sijara Eubanks. Next you got Carl Robertson coming in here. He's fighting a guy named Dalsha, and I'm not Lungiambula. Okay. I'm picking Carl Robinson. I might not put that on my parlay because I don't know a lot about his opponent. I just know about Carl. But I'm picking Carl. We'll see what happens. I'm probably going to do a few bets here. But picking Carl, he's coming in here. He's proven. And look for him to get the finish or the decision. All right? And last on the list, did I have another? No, I didn't have another. So, again, those are my picks for UFC Fight Night. Thompson versus Neal. And definitely look for those. I know I said count on them cashing in last time. A lot of things happen. Okay, I was wrong about a few things. But I'm about redemption. And like I said, I don't like losing my money. I'm not trying to lose yours. I don't want you to listen to me and put your money on the line and then you're like, damn it, that Marcel lost my money again. Even though if I throw a dog a bone, I don't want to know if it tastes good or not. All right, shout out to Bricktop. I'm pretty sure that was off of Snatch. Anyways, neither here nor there. I say that a lot. Deal with it. So UFC Fight Night in the books. Not yet. Tomorrow night it'll be. Win some cash. Make the fights more interesting. Make them more exciting for you. Put some skin in it. You don't got to put hundreds of dollars in. You can bet 10, 5, 20, whatever have you. I'm not trying to coach you to bet. I'm just saying that the fights seem a lot more exciting when you got a little bit of skin in the game. When you got some stakes. All right. So just two more things I want to touch on before I get out of here. Not trying to have this one be too long. Is we got a couple big boxing matches coming up against featuring a couple of the most premier boxers in the game today. All right, let me get this up real quick. First of all, you got Triple G, Gennady Golovkin, and I believe that fight is tonight. It is tonight. He's fighting undefeated Camille another name, Zurameda, because I'm assuming the S is silent. We'll just call him Camille, okay? Camille's 21-0. He's number 7. He's the number 7th ranked middleweight by Ring Magazine. And this fight is for the IBF World Middleweight Championship. So that's happening tonight. Triple G's got 40 fights, 40 plus fights under his belt. He's lost one to Canelo Alvarez. He drew once with Canelo Alvarez. And you got Camille coming in here 21-0. Half the fights that Gennadi's got. Gennadi's getting the W by decision, or else it's going to be some wild upset. But the safe money is with Gennadi. That's tonight. Put your money on Gennadi. I am. All right. Moving along. The second match is Saul Canelo Alvarez. He's coming back to action, and that's tomorrow night. He's facing an undefeated guy too, Callum Smith. This fight's for the Ring Super Middleweight, WBA World Super Middleweight, and the vacant WBC World Super Middleweight Championship. All right, I mentioned Callum is undefeated too. He's 27-0. All right, and he's been the champion, the WBA and the Ring champion since 2018. Again, he's 27-0. Canelo's got over 50 fights. He's drew once with Gennadi, and he lost to Floyd Mayweather. You're getting these guys very early in their career. They've got half the fights as you. Of course Canelo's going to win. These are two of the easiest picks of the weekend. This is like guaranteed money. So I would cash in on that. Why would you miss out on that? What are you going to do with that little bit of money? Blow it on something stupid when you can double it up or better? So yeah, Canelo and Gennadi winning this weekend, tonight and tomorrow night. All right, this is Canelo's first fight since leaving Golden Boy Promotions. Breach of contract. So he's not with them anymore. I'm not sure if the fight's on DAZN or not, but he ain't with Golden Boy no more. So check those fights out. Things moving in MMA, going undefeated. Things moving in boxing, going undefeated. Pardon my French. And until next time, stay frosty.